Hello, lovelies. So let's talk about different techniques that we focus on, or we can take different approaches in articulating our value online digitally. First of all, technique one, focus on the only factor. If you know that you have a very strong only factor, meaning a positioning in the market, then yes, focus on your only factor. This is the way to go. So where and how do you focus on the only factor? So over here, where is the only factor? So as you can see here, this is the best place in your digital property, digital page to articulate your only factor right on top. What is this page anyway? This is about full-time online learning for a part-time tennis instructor. So anyway, so she's providing here online lessons, and full-time online is your solution. So you can get a certification through online lessons with her. And over here, you can see that she's articulating her value with the checkpoints, and many of you, even before my lecture last time, I have seen that some of you have innately been skilled with the bullet points articulation. And I think one of the students was Florenza. I liked her assignment. I had also Anna done a very good job with her assignment, also with the bullet points. Also the student who showed me her assignment after class the other time, but I apologize, I haven't asked for her name. So many students has done this value articulation with the bullet points. Over here, the only factor should be on top. Do they have it? Now, this is a very interesting discussion. So do you think this is the only factor? This is the right place in terms of design where you should place your only factor on the very top? But do you think they articulated their only factor? They're saying there is a great way to get where you want to go. It's about having a choice. Oh my God. Did you get anything? Did you understand anything? Did it help you by any way? So over here, there is a massive problem. Wasted 2 lines without really communicating her only factor. The only factor and the appealing offer. Very important that the appealing offer without exclusivity has its force diluted by the competing options. This is what I talked about also in the previous video. Also, an exclusive offer without the appeal has its force undermined by a lack of attraction. So it's exclusive, but there's no appeal from my side, so I'm not attracted to it. There is an appeal, but it's not exclusive. It's a little bit weakened. It's a little bit diluted by other competition. So the only factor example, meaning you need to tell me why you, and also make me feel special, that this is only for me, and also make me understand why you, unique selling point, so that I won't go to the competitor. All right, let's take an example here. The only factor example. Not this, but this. This is a credit card that does social responsibility, and they are supporting a certain organization, recycling organization, or a charity organization to a certain continent or country. So over here, they're saying support blah, blah, blah organization with every purchase. There's no call to action, of course. So we added here the call to action, apply now. And over here it says get, so starting get the only card that helps support blah, blah, blah. So you know that you are the only exclusive affiliate with this organization. So you may as well articulate that and say you are the only card that helps support this charity initiative or this organization, or whatever it is, and apply now. All right, technique 2, provide clear credentials, clarity and the credentials. So over here, the value accepted is contingent upon value believed. So one of the things that improves the credibility, as we talked in class, that I believe you, is the numbers, the percentages, the testimonials of other customers or existing clients. Value believed is contingent also upon value understood. If I don't understand what you're talking about, how can I believe it? So look at this, which is not this, but this. Searching for the most accurate mailing lists. Again, a question. Your hunt is over. Get 500 free leads today with qualifying purchase. We have the best data guaranteed. All right. This is better. Even though it is longer, but it's better. Look at these bullet points. There is an articulation of maybe the one factor we're going to take a look and read together. And over here, look at that. We make 26 million phone calls a year to ensure you get, look, facts. So most of us now on this stage, searching for the most accurate mailing lists, your hunt is over. This whole style is over. This is what people want to see, facts. Talk to me, don't waste my time. We make 27 or 26 million phones or phone calls a year to ensure you get the most accurate mailing lists available. Now get the 500 free leads today. It's over here. It's like a stamp. So get 500 free leads. Add it to your purchase. And look, leveraging on their history, trusted since blah, blah, blah. The company name has compiled the most comprehensive databases in the industry, including numbers, US consumers, numbers, all cleaned for duplicates and phone verified. So this is one of the biggest problems. You buy a list, every name does matter, and it's duplicate somehow. Why choose us? Why choose the name of the company? 1, 2, 3. Do you see that? So why choose Wine MCK? 1, 2, 3. Numbers, percentages, numbers almost in every sentence. This is the most and the bestest way of articulating your offer as a business person or as a marketer. All right? So why you? Why you? Because I am hardworking and because I can work under pressure. I have problem solving. Okay, why you? Because I took over 10 courses in data analytics and I learned and I currently master about 20 different techniques in clustering, in classification, in neural networks. What else? Prediction, analysis, time series analysis, as well as blah blah blah. There is the Bayesian trees and so forth. So this is how you answer your question. Why you? Why you? Because I took over 5 courses in marketing and had a grade over B or B plus, and I developed over or about 20 skills in 20 major skills in the marketing list of the American Marketing Association. Such as also giving examples, as we've seen in the previous video that the lady talked about how it is very important that you give an example. So this is one of the ways that you can communicate why you in a job interview. So why you? You don't know about others, so you can say because I'm the best, but you can tell them how in numbers, I have this number of courses I took in this area, and I have this number of skills based on this list of blah, blah, blah. You are just a bachelor student. So of course, some of them, they will be like, oh, this is so cute. I mean, our skills, this is very academic and all nice, but you know what, they will appreciate the fact that you are giving numbers, and you are saying, because I took these courses, I did these skills, and then you say, I also have the soft skills. I've been always very good in leadership, and this and this and that. So technique 3, strengthen the process level value proposition. Process level means the design. So how do you improve that? For example, do not use a button like that, complete, but put instead, get your free consultation. Do you see the difference in the call to action and the design of the call to action? Submit. Instead of submit, for example, become migraine free. Instead of try reg online, get free access. Everyone loves free access. Try reg online or get free trial. I would say get a free trial is also better than get free access. Get a free trial, maybe even better. So the process is very important. Over here, for example, it is very important that your audience, this is the submit page, it has here what you do. It has bullet points very quickly, and at the same page, less friction, you will have the form. Technique 4, build a compelling narrative. So if you are going to talk about a certain, this is for viral marketing really. So this technique is more or less relevant to viral marketing. When I talk to my students about viral videos and what makes them viral, one of the components is the narrative. Of course, there's the emotions. It has been found that when there's a humor, it is more contagious, it's more viral, or when the emotions are more of happiness and intense. So intensity of emotions is also very important, and so forth. Now, also the narration or the narrative, the story is another aspect. And we are here talking about different peaks in the story or climax, and then the maximum climax, and then falling down. Sorry, how this happened. So in viral marketing or viral videos, you find out, for example, that there's a stat here. The intro, for example, there's an outro, a resolution, then there will be a little bit of a rising act, and then to the climax, and then the fall. And this is probably, all of us probably notice that in most of, when you're watching most of these very popular series on Netflix or elsewhere, you'll find out that's true. This is why we are so hooked on it, because there will be a climax or a rising act here, rising act again, more rising acts, more engaging, because you're waiting for that resolution. So one of the videos that I will attach at the end of this video is one of the viral videos that is it's a very good example of a nice narrative. It's a long video for being an advertisement, and it is starred by Ronaldo, the football player, the very popular football player. If you don't know Ronaldo, so it's a good chance for you to know him. So it was a very interesting video that talks about how he just, I think, kind of collapsed into another guy from the audience in the middle of a game, and then their spirits switched bodies. So Ronaldo wakes up in the body of the kid, and the kid wakes up in the body of Ronaldo, and then here the first rising act for real Ronaldo in the kid body, and eating not his healthy food, has to go to school, and it just happened that he also was a team member, and then also the team are not really very professionals, and he wants them to work harder. He wants them to train better, just like how he used to train as the real Ronaldo. And then they show you how I was able to get the other kids, the Ronaldo in the kids' body, was able to get them to engage. And also on the other side, the kid in Ronaldo's body, that Ronaldo's friends has noticed that what is he doing? This is not Ronaldo. He has no skills whatsoever. Like he is so like rusty, and they were also trying to support him and so forth. So there were so many morals and meanings in the sport spirit, not only the strength in terms of body strength, but mostly mental strength. And there were very nice rising acts throughout the movie until you get to the climax. And this is Nike is trying to articulate as the number one leader in the sport industry, and it's actually the number one still. Starting to articulate what sport spirit is supposed to be about. Not about, back in the time, especially the United States, sport was all about being physically strong, aggressive, and competitive. Now, Nike is rebranding the whole thing with this video. And this is why I say this is a pivotal video in the sport industry, because they are showing us sport is about teamwork. All of us together. It's not a one-man show. It's all of us together, working together, supporting each other. It's a very nice video. I'm going to put it at the end of this video for you to watch so that you can better understand the climax of the narration. So not this. This is, for example, here is a company called Copy. Copy is a company name, is a simplest set of instructions to accomplish the task of ordering. So this is what they wrote over here. And they said, here to order, do this and this and that. And this is the Spirit company. Instead, look what we did here. Do this. So over here, you say, Copy, which is the company name, whatever it is, integrates a story of how beers are selected to achieve congruence. So over here, they're talking about how each month they go through a rigorous process of selecting which beers they should offer in a bundle. So some of the companies right now are having this subscription kind of business model. One of the companies may be called Smashbox. Is it Smashbox? Let me just check. It is very popular in the United States. Let me check. Yes, Smashbox, indeed. Why Smashbox? I'm talking about Smashbox because both of these, both of the female startup business owners were Harvard graduates, and they started back in that time. They started the notion of bundling samples, beauty samples together, and send it off to customers to try. And this is the same idea. They are selecting different samples together or different beers together, putting it together for you so that every month, for example, you will receive a nice bundle of different flavors, brands of beers that you could try. So over here, they're articulating their story and how they do it and what they do, rather than just telling you this is how you order. But what is this? If I am just a new visitor to the website, I don't know what is it that you're doing, right? So it is a very good idea to explain what is it this business is all about. What is this business about? Technique 5, utilize value-laden images. What is value-laden images? We're talking about beers, it's a beer bottle. We're talking about wine, it's a wine bottle. We're talking about wine, the email template is supposed to be like not childish because the children can't drink wine. Maybe very low alcohol beverages, that targets females, young females, probably then we could use a very lovely girlish template and so forth. But usually wine is associated with, for example, champagne is white. Maybe the whole template should be a little bit champagne color or off-white and celebration, while Pinot Noir is dark and it's usually had it in the evenings over dinner and so forth. So this is where you set the tone of the not only the colors but the design of your email. Another thing is the LADEN images. LADEN images. So with the images, it's very important that the images are relevant. And this is a very simple notion. You might think, yes, it's a very simple notion. Of course, they're talking here about food or whatever, and they are cooking, so that's good. Over here is another example, a little bit more sophisticated. Over here, this example is the same exact advertising, but the image is different. Why is that so? This image comes from a stock image of a customer service representative. This person is actually the owner of the company, and he was not because he's the owner of the company. No. Because he was featured on TV in multiple TV shows. This are the things that the slide doesn't tell you. So he was actually invited by different TV programs to talk about his company or his work, and thus his face is very familiar. So over here, I think it is his name and what he does and the programs he was featured on. So use leverage on your fame. So if you have a very well-known face, put the very well-known face rather than the typical representative. But if you never experienced a whole fame or whatnot, don't put it. For example, there was a lady that I had the pleasure of getting to know. She was the first lady that incorporated vending machine like ticket machine, like vending machine for her beauty salon. For example, you are all used to using vending machines and buying tickets for your udon, then going into the cashier or going into the counter, giving him the ticket, and then he gives you the order, the food order in a restaurant. She incorporated the same thing in her salon, in her beauty salon, and she was featured in multiple TV programs here in Japan, in Tokyo. I visited her place. It's very small and all that, but this is one of the things that highly encouraged her to associate her picture and put where she was associated in which, and she got kind of so many views in one of the videos because she was doing something like waxing the hair inside the nose. I never crossed my mind. And at that time, the host was not very popular, so she was like, okay, I'll volunteer, you do it for me, just for the show. But then this host has become so popular now, and when she has become popular, the TV host, the girl who was with the TV crew, she told me, the Japanese beauty lady, she told me this video has become so popular and I have become so popular because when this lady has become so popular, but unfortunately they were shaming her because she was waxing the hair inside her nose and they were saying ew and all that. So it's really gross. I never knew that people do that. But in any case, so this is the kind of things that if you've been featured by very popular TV, or not popular TV, but featured by even a popular influencer, your product been featured on TV or whatnot, you need to leverage that. All right, technique A6, link your brand equity. Link your brand equity. So this is what I tell you when I told you, if you have a brand that has a history of 100 years or more, or a history of 50 years, or a history of 30 years, you think this is long enough, leverage on that. So brand is the aggregate experience of the value proposition. As the customer experiences this value, they develop a belief about this brand, this source. So brand awareness is the result. The value proposition is the cause. The strength of the brand is derived not from the declaration, but through the expectation also. So if you match the expectation of the customer and you set the expectations right, do not exaggerate, then okay. The notion of a brand promise is fundamentally flawed. The point of the brand is not to make a promise, but to create an expectation. So this is very important. I don't want to see somebody saying, we promise you the best. It's not about a promise. It's about setting up expectations and setting up the expectations right. Marketers need more nouns. Our work does not entail forcing conclusions, but rather offering reasons which lead to an inevitable conclusion. All right? Effective brand strategy is implicit rather than explicit, is in within. It is achieved not within remonstration, but by implication. Meaning, you need to be very fluid and smooth. This is the effective brand strategy. Being implicit, not being very explicit. Meaning, your brand is luxury. Yeah? Your brand stands for luxury. So you need to act that way. What do you mean, Nora? All right, what do I mean? I am selling jewelry in a very highly luxury store, like a jewelry designer luxury store. You will find out when they bring out the piece of jewelry or a watch, even watches, they will actually put on gloves and handle it with care. Here in Japan, many stores now, they give you the bag, they carry the bag for you until you are out of the door. So the words that you utter, the way that you speak, the tones, the design, all that tells who you are. Summary. So we have 6 techniques. I'm sorry, not 7. Focus on your only factor. Provide a clear evidential. So the bullet points, maybe in the process also level design. Be clear. Give the percentages. Associate yourself with the good association with good brands. But there's always risk if you associate yourself with a celebrity or influencer or that they might go down and then you go down with them. But, well, you take the risk. Build a compelling narrative if you have to. Utilize value-laden images and link your brand equity. I have to warn you a little bit about the building a narrative, a compelling narrative. Honestly, what can I say? I sometimes read, not sometimes, I am actually part of this committee that we have for reading the essay that you wrote when you first enter TIU. So for admission purposes. I see epic failures there when students are trying to be using this narration technique, but in a very horrible way. And I don't know why and who gave them such an advice, because I've seen 2 or 3. How this could be, like, it's too much for me, 2 or 3, talking about how they were introvert and not social, and then they overcome this. All right, I understand that you're trying to tell us tell us a story where you have overcome the difficulty and the problem. But trust me, guys, trust me. if you are going for a job and you would like to if you are going for a job and you would like to sell your self for the job, do not tell the story where the challenge or the bottleneck is something related to your personality. If you if you explain it and portray it as something out of your control in the environment around you, and I'm sure most of us has examples of that. So you have so many examples, and many of us has examples. We have suffered with our personalities and we developed better personalities and so forth, and this is I appreciate. But I'm telling you here an advice: when you are going to apply and compete with others, if you telling us about something that happened out of your control and then you overcome that. For example, one example was a student who said, I have set up a lot of important goals, but because of COVID, I was able to only check half of the list. This is the kind of okay, but I have adapted to this problem and adapted to this situation, and he's trying or she's trying to tell me that they are very adaptive personality, but indirectly trying to tell me that they adapted to the situation, they made the changes to their plans, and now they are on the roll to execute more of their goals and within the coming year before they're joining TIU. This is all right. But you telling me I was an introvert and I was this and that, but I improved my skills. Yes, this is good. I will respect that over dinner. Me and you together, getting to know each other as friends, as personal relationships, as a teacher student. But you, as a student, as a prospect competing with others for a job, I do not recommend that in the narrative that you talk about something that has to do with your personality and mental health and how you improve that. Keep this to yourself. Talk about things that had happened out of your control and then how you overcome that. And I'm sure you have plenty of examples. All right. So up to here, I'm gonna stop here because then the video would be way much longer. And I'll see you in the next video.